Arriva, that's what kept that momentum flying. Eventually, he can celebrate the try.
France had the conversion, and in a flash, Spain are down 7 points to 0. We told you that France like to score tries. Well, they haven't hung around in this ninth place match. Same again, please, sir. Legel being a nuisance in the Singapore skies.
Benage over.
And France on the attack, probing down at the right-hand channel. Beautiful pass for Didier to go charging onto. Dragged down by a limb, offloading game once again, working in sweet French harmony, and William Iragua, 2 tries in just over 2 minutes.
Well, if it works first time, why change it? Restart dominance again from the French. Ball gets out to Didier. Gets the ball in the right, gets the left hand out. So close to touchdown, actually hits the line there. Slightly unlucky for the Spanish not to have been picked up. But Iragua continues on the motion. You've got to play to the whistle in sevens. It may well not have gone, perhaps he should have done, but either way, the points are on the board.
Decent effort from tight on the touchline, but Iragua, he was fabulous against Wales. Every good bit of play that France created came through Iragua, building himself a name on the series.
And it comes from offloads. They do that because they run through that contact, keep those arms free, and keep those support lines coming thick and fast.
Finally, Spain get their hands on the ball. Olinchez claiming the first kickoff, and in the hands of Jerry Sorumi, the Fijian-turned Spanish sevens player. Spain, they like to put a bit of air on the ball, they like to move it around, they trust their hands, and that trust takes them beyond the 10-meter line. They're in French enemy territory, looking to respond. Olinchez, prominent in these early exchanges. Sorumi. Patient stuff being marched back by the French defence. Spain probed through the middle, nice no-look pass with contact arriving. Spain, awesome handling, awesome patience, and now a little bit of footwork in the middle from Romero, offloading to Jerry Sorumi. Will Sorumi do the rest? He needs an extra man, but he runs out of pitch.
Drop it, please, 9. Thank you.
Another close one, not too sure he was in touch then either.
Set.
Interesting scenes on this near touchline, but that's the nice bit of play in the middle. The French love their offloads. At the moment, the Spanish are matching them. Neighbours in geography, akin in style of sevens as well.
Well, they know this team very well. In the build-up, they've been training in Ireland and in France. So they know their European neighbours very, very well. So an extra bit of edge here against a talented French team who many were backing to go deep into the cup competition, you being one of them, Rob.
Absolutely, yeah, a lot of this French team of individual promise. Collectively, they're yet to really click, certainly this tournament, but throughout the series, they've been consistent, just haven't got those medals.
Martinez, the man who plays his rugby in El Salvador, made his debut just 18 years old in Las Vegas, back when the series went to Sin City. Nieto, Sorumi, offloading back to the man who just gave it to him. Beautiful play in the middle, and Spain have their first try.
We talk about the power of an offload, that's how you do it. It takes the Spanish Fijian, Sorumi, to help him out. He gives him the ball. Nieto then stays alive on the inside. The dummy, the skip, the step, gets through 2, over the top, keeps 2 hands on the pill all the way, and Nieto does the rest.
Nico Nieto's been in and among the tries all weekend, and Juan Martinez maximises his try-scoring effort. And look at that offload statistic. Spain, plenty of adventure in the manner in which they attack.
And that's just come from 12 carries. Half of the time the Spanish are taking that contact, they're keeping that ball free.
A Frustrating kickoff attempts. And France very languidly make
10.
their way to the halfway line.
Laissez-faire, but it seems to work.
Let's go for
Iragua. The pivot to his captain, Largel. Here go France. They decide to strike right. Grandidier, he's a hot stepper. His stepping is far too hot for these Spanish players. He coasts across. Fabulous solo effort from Aaron Grandidier.
Pace to burn, takes his mask off, throws it away. Conscious or non-conscious, this guy has skills. Gets the outside arc and just kicks on. Cast away, can you believe it, from an England 7 system? Unbelievably, because this guy's box office.
Well, he's a DJ and a model on the side, and I tell you what, his rugby ain't bad looking either, Rob Fickerman. Aaron Grandidier scores the try, it's converted by France, and they stretch out to a 19-7 lead with 10 seconds left of the first half. Well, Spain play it, and it is play on. It turns into a foot race. It's a well-weighted kick. The scoop, the dive, the try. Fabulous from Spain. Tobias Sainz with an opportunist try.
The ball is on the floor. The French, if they play it, kill it, because it hasn't gone 10, but he has the fortitude and wherewithal to kick on. And I challenge you at some point to go outside and practice this. Hacks it on full tilt and manages somehow to scoop this up with French defender on his back. Riva can't do anything about it. What an effort from Saint Shabaha.
And the conversion goes sailing through the uprights. We got a ball game on our hands. France 19, Spain 14. You feel that that try from Spain changes the whole complexion of this match. And they've got a wise man leading them in the middle.
The wizard, as he was known when he was playing. Sat his brain bulging.
Pablo Feyu, he guided Spain to core status on the series and then to the Rio Olympics. His French counterpart, Christophe Wright, imparting calm. A well-poised match. Very even, and that offloading game from Spain is stark. When you mention the carries 12, the offload 6. They take the risks, but the rewards are there to be reaped.
And they've got a trump card, the French. They're dominating the game, dominating areas of it. And they have got Jordan Seffo about to make his way in this game. Grandidier has gone well, and he's going to be joined by that big, tall, uncompromising weapon, Seffo.
Okay.
5 points the gap.
We're ready to go.
7 minutes the time. The math seems simple, but the artistry from both these sides will be complex as they look to unlock each other's defences. For the last time at the HSBC Singapore Sevens, a switch from Martinez and a high hanging kick asking questions of the leap from Grandidier, the try scorer. Well composed under that high ball, and France are off and away. Iragua into the hands of the danger man, this big, rangy, powerful runner, Jordan Seffo. He wins the penalty.
Over here. Red, 1.
He's a wrecking ball, Seffo. Probably one of the biggest ones you'll find. Saint Shabaha had done so many good things this tournament. Couldn't get out of the way fast enough there. And it's going to need attention to stop Seffo running amok when he is on the ball.
Interesting setup from France, from the penalty move. Iraguha shifts round the back, hands from Didier, and they ask the pace of their wide man to do the rest. There's two blue jerseys converging. It's another glorious pickup. And then he swipes the defence left, coasts across the line. Beautiful score from the French, and it's Nisi Ouya.
Well, Nelson Epe almost ran to Thailand round the pitch here. Unbelievable. He manages to pick it up at the end and support it, but where he went to keep that ball in play, that was special.
Time off, substitutions.
Some replacements being made.
That's okay, no,
The
time's
removal
up.
of some tired bodies.
He puts it on his foot.
Okay,
He goes
let me know
about
when you're ready.
25
I'll put time
yards
on.
round, scans the crowd, keeps it
Time
in.
on.
Epe is pretty impressive at sevens.
Well, Nelson Epe scored a hat-trick against
Backwards
Wales
off red.
that showed his unselfish side and his connectivity side. Brilliant try from France, but Spain on the attack for the first time in this second half. They've looked so good on the ball, and so's that guy, Jerry Sarumi. Nieto, the try scorer, a show on the switch, and then darting back in is Moreno, Manu Moreno. Very, very busy, a lot of energy he brings to the field. Spain looking good, surging down the left flank. They spot a little glint of light, but it's put into darkness immediately by the French defensive jerseys. A short line. Iraguha bumped off. Still Spain play. When they have this ball, they're pretty greedy. They don't like to give it back, do they?
No.
Excellent line, asking questions of the defence. It's Martinez writhing to 2 meters shy. One pass needed to put Sarumi in for the easiest walk-on. Spain, they're keeping on playing.
Wearing out the turf on that left-hand side. Picking and going, flip-flopping either way. It's 50 metres of space to their right, but they are not bothered. They're keeping it tight. Martinez breaking tackles and chasing down this French team.
Quite a find. That chap residing in Cáceres for the last 6 years or so, and he was found by the intricate scouting network that Spanish rugby have established. They've got scouts out there trying to find people maybe disillusioned with football, people playing in rugby clubs that might not be getting the right attention. And they're uncovering some real gems. Speaking of gems, Gel has been sparkling for France. He's a
No
nuts and
advantage,
bolts
knock on.
player, but he does all those nuts and bolts things so well, glues this French side together.
What colour?
He's the coal that can be turned into diamond,
Four
but
blue.
he is
Number 4,
exactly
sub.
what you need. We
Time's
talk
up.
about this French team having
Number 8,
expanse,
sub.
an individual flair and quality, but it's about that hard work that Logel does and has done for countless years.
Max here. Okay.
Well,
Wait for my
Thibaut
call.
Mazzanelli
Wait for my call.
enters the fray. His last appearance on the series was actually a try-scoring one against
Crouch.
Spain in Hamilton in 2020. So a bit of history
Set.
for Mazzoleni and Spain. But he won't get an opportunity to try and score just yet because Eduardo Lopez, who's one of Spain's most potent runners, manages to get Spain close to the 22. He feeds Ceres, who in turn feeds Moreno. Spain, they love this left-hand side. They continue to go through Bolinches. Good defence, real nuisance stuff from France, and a bit of football employed again. Jordan Sefo, he won't win that race. Juan Ramos is across and building an attack from deep.
Tackle!
Eduardo Lopez, France looking for the rip. He's very strong, Lopez. Ramos. Lopez. On the toe from Moreno. Moreno showing a nice turn of pace, but he's not fast enough to defeat the touchline on this occasion.
And managed to get in behind Sefo. That ball would have stayed in. That would have been a very interesting race.
We're set. Red.
Spots it,
Red, on
tries
me.
to put it on the right foot,
Yeah.
does so nicely, just doesn't get that favourable end-over-end bounce. And because you never know where the ball's going to go, there's a good old chance it'll find its way to the sideline.
Approaching the closing minutes, or is it the closing minute? Spain trailing by 5. If they were to draw level and the hooter goes, we're going to extra time, but that tackle is full-blooded and asks so much of France. And this time, Rondidier's boot is definitely in touch.
Well, Paul Pla, like a Spanish missile, flies in, times it
Substitutions, time off.
perfectly. And if people are questioning if this
Time's up.
low
Take it
tackle can prove to be
Yeah.
effective, take a look at that one. Troubal drew backwards. Not only that, he gets back on his feet and makes the next one. Paul
Okay,
Pla
holding.
is possessed.
Hold. Time on.
Moreno climbing highest into the Singapore skies.
Advantage.
Again, Nieto, he's wriggling, he's tough. Spain knocking at the
Ready to
door.
drive up.
Eduardo Lopez spills the ball with the line begging. He chose the line, he had the physicality, but his hands deserted him.
Oh, and take a look top left. There were 25 seconds left on the clock at that point. 5 points behind the Spanish. If he takes that ball, he's over the line. There's a chance to win it. Heartbreak
Yeah, we got time off. One
for
number.
Spain, and that was a big collision. Just needs a bit of attention.
2.
Well, the Spanish,
Sub.
this tournament, have set records for how many passes they accrue. You can see why it's effective, but it's not affecting the scoreline. They carry the ball, which is more than 5 steps with it, as well as their
Ready?
passing. So, love possession.
Maxia.
And offloads have worked for them, but not enough. Line breaks are the thing that they've really been lacking. They can work teams
Come in.
hard, but this French
Come in,
team are
let's
fit
go.
enough to deal with it. You
Rock
can
is
see
here.
in terms of percentages way down
Time is
for
on.
getting in behind that French defence.
Crouch.
All
Bind.
France need to do is get the ball out of play, and victory and 9th place is theirs. It's scrappy, but it's good enough. Captain Paulin Riva trickles it out off the toe. Great credit must go to Spain, because they come up against a talented French side who expected to win, and win they did. They defeat Spain 24 points to 90. Well, I said great credit must go to this Spanish side, because France have only been beaten once all weekend. They were defeated by Fiji, but amongst their scalps they can count Ireland, who they beat 5